Yes, guys. Hello and welcome to the Spurs versus Burnley instant match reaction. I hope you're doing all very well. Obviously, a 1-0 Spurs win. It was heart in mouth moment for a lot of that game, especially when Ashley Barnes smashed the post about halfway through that second half. And listen, all that mattered was the 3 points today. The pressure's now on the Gooners. Tomorrow away at Newcastle. It wasn't the prettiest performance. It wasn't the greatest performance from us. But listen, a win is a win. We will get into things. We will review how the players played. We will review how you guys thought Conte set the team up and did he make the right decisions with subs. We'll get into all that. But listen, let's invite some of the Spurs relatables onto the screen. And before I do so, we do have Bobby K joining us in just a bit, I believe. So that'll be good to get another reaction, another kind of opinion on the game. But it's also good to hear your guys' obviously opinion on the game. And Andre isn't available today, so it is just me soloing it for a little bit. But I'm sure we will still have a cracker, guys. Army's saying heart attack, but we move. Listen, exactly what I'm just saying. We didn't play well. I was very, very nervous, but a win's a win, guys. A win is a win. That's all we needed to do. The 3 points, our goal difference is far superior to Arsenal's anyway. We just have to keep just hoping that Arsenal will slip up against Newcastle or Everton, and we got obviously beat Norwich away, which is probably one of the nicer fixtures to have. Ayanami saying Sonny needs to score a hat-trick against Norwich for the Golden Boot. And Trips and Delhi will help us. I think he only needs 2, unless Salah's obviously back and bags one. But it's a shame he didn't get one today. That save from Pope was ridiculous. The way he just, outstretched arm and just came off the top of his arm was ridiculous save. But listen, I think Golden Boot's obviously hard to ask for, especially if Salah does score again. Then it would be a hat-trick needed. Carl's in here. Big up, Carl. Hope you enjoyed the game, mate. Well, I certainly didn't enjoy the game, but I hope you enjoyed the 3 points. Put it that way. He says, heart attack, but 3 points is 3 points. 10 out of 12 in the last 4 games, and the last 3 have been so close together. We can't complain with that. Now time for Arsenal to choke. And he also says, Arsenal and Chelsea are not winning another game. We're getting 3rd. Imagine that actually happens, genuinely. Imagine that happens. That would be absolutely crazy. Peak delusion, but I'm a Spurs fan. Listen, you got to have high hopes. You got to have high hopes, indeed. But, guys, get your thoughts on the game in terms of, how you thought it went. Did we deserve that penalty? I think that's the first talking point, really, on this is, was the penalty justified? Obviously, the ball was kicked into Ashley Barnes' arm. Not many appeals until obviously, the ref got the call in the ear to go and look at the screen. He looked at the screen for a good couple of minutes and listen, it was given in the end. But was it harsh? Personally, if I'm being deadly honest, I think we've got very lucky today. I think we've got away with one. I think that wasn't spotted by hardly any of the players. Not many calls from our players to say that was a penalty. And we got given it. We got given the benefit of the doubt. And listen, I will take that. I will take that all day long. But if I'm being honest, I honestly think that was lucky today. Nick Pope kept the minute. They hit the post. They also had another couple of chances second half. We got away with one today, and I think Conte's relief at full time said an awful lot that we got away with one today. And listen, like I said, guys, I'll take that all day long. But it is a bit concerning. If we play like that against Norwich, Norwich have nothing to play for. They'll be completely relaxed going into this game. They could potentially, if we played that bad again, who knows how it'll go. Timu Puki's arguably a much better striker than who they had up front today, Burnley. So, Norwich obviously really, really poor. But if Norwich go into that knowing how bad we played and we play that bad again, don't count your chickens. We're going to beat Norwich. I do obviously think we will, but we can't get complacent, guys. We can't get complacent. Sinan Jahan's in here, says not our best, we'll take 3 points. COYS and Co on Newcastle. Exactly, Sinan. We're all Newcastle now, mate. We're all Newcastle tomorrow. I can't wait for Monday Night Football. I might go and get a Newcastle top, to be honest with you, lads. Scott's in here, he says, I bet Arsenal is in tears. Exactly. They're probably like, oh, Tottenham VAR again, even though we hardly get any VAR decisions our way, to be honest with you. But yeah, exactly, Scott. You know, they'll cry ever more just because they're nervous for tomorrow night, bless them. And please don't bottle it, Arsenal. You know, that would be such a shame, wouldn't it? I know he said I think it was a pen because of the rules, but I don't think it affected the game. Very lucky for it to begin. Exactly that. I mean, listen, would we have won if we didn't get a penalty? No, technically not, because it would have been 0-0. Unless, of course, we stepped on it more. I think we did go a bit more defensive at the end. But Nick Pope was on fire. And I did say we didn't do a preview on this channel, but I did a preview on another channel. I said Nick Pope could have an absolute worldie game, and he did. So listen, I mean, the guy's brilliant. If Burnley go down, someone's got to snap up Nick Pope. He's arguably England's second choice, third choice goalie. He's brilliant. James Joyce saying, big up James, big yourself up, James. James to James there, big yourself up, mate. Hope you enjoyed the game. Well, enjoyed the 3 points, like I'm saying. The game wasn't brilliant. Carl's in here again. He says penalty was lucky, but his hand was well up away from his body. If it wasn't for Pope, there would have been more. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could have been 3 or 4-0 today, couldn't it, guys? But like I said, Nick Pope really did keep them in that, and fair play to him, to be honest with you. Elvis is in here, as always, got his great opinions. Says, hope you're good. I was really afraid. The absence of Kulusevski caused the struggle for the goal. With his creativity and sense of spaces, Son would have scored today. Anyway, 3 points is more important. Salah is injured, right? Son needs to score against Norwich. We were lucky today, but big up the boys. Absolutely love it, Elvis. Love the positivity as always, mate. You know, I agree with that. Kulusevski was a little bit of a missing jigsaw piece today, but it's got to be said, when I get into these top 3, bottom 3, I genuinely think Lucas Moura was one of our better players today. And then you could argue, well, Lucas Moura, brilliant performance. Would Kulusevski have made a bigger impact? I think so, but Lucas had a very, very good game. You know, he was very positive. He made a lot of positive runs, a lot of nice little 1-2s. And I think Son was off the boil today. He wasn't really, you could see him being a little bit greedy. I don't know if that's fair to say. Like from corners, we kept doing this short 1-2, which was annoying me. Just put the ball in the box. Like, you know, it worked once and then the other 2 times it didn't. And I'm thinking like, is the idea to 1-2 it to Son, him cut inside and shoot and try and score a worldie to get golden boot? I mean, come on. The team's more important than the golden boot. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm frustrated with Son. I'm not frustrated with Son by any stretch of imagination. It's just, why did we need to keep doing that 1-2 from the corner? I don't know what you guys think. James is saying Toons and come on you Spurs. Come on you Toons. Exactly that, mate. And I know he said we struggled so much in the air. We need to buy a very tall centre-back in the summer. 6'3" at least. Maybe Pau Torres. Yeah, guys. I think Pau Torres, left centre-back, natural left-footed centre-back. Like you said, tall. Looked really, really good in the Champions League for Villarreal of what I watched. Could fit in perfectly. I don't know how much he'll cost, to be honest with you, but we need to invest in the summer, and we know that for sure. Guys, I'm gonna kind of move it on to sort of a top 3, bottom 3, in my opinion. I think we'll get Bobby K's kind of verdict in about 5-10 minutes, but I'm gonna pop it on screen as. Actually, we're going to go for bottom 3 first. Bottom 3 Spurs players. So smash them in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, and let me know who you think was the worst 3 players. But I'm going to go off the cusp here, and it's going to sound harsh, but I genuinely think that Heung-min Son has to be in the bottom 3 today. And that's not because he played bad. Don't forget, he didn't have an awful lot of chances. But like I'm one of Son's biggest fans, right? And I even would say he had a poor game today. I don't want to get too much into negative with Son. Like he's being literally our best player this season. So it's harsh to say he was bottom 3. But from what I saw, I just thought he was a little bit off the pace. Wasn't really making too many positive runs, which I was surprised about. And I think these 1-2s really irritated me from the corner. Now, let's be honest. Conte probably told him to do that. but that doesn't mean Son I didn't think had a poor game. Who else had a poor game? I would say Davinson Sanchez. I think he got away with one today again. A couple of really poor misplaced passes. Like, especially there was one first half where, I mean, the commentators just absolutely rinsed him. I'm not surprised. It was just so poor. Kicked the ball out of play. Really poor misplaced pass. So I put Sanchez in there. And then, do you know what? I think the third one's hard. I can see someone's put Dyer in the chat, but I wouldn't say Højbjerg maybe. Højbjerg maybe. But like the normal suspects that were poor weren't too poor today. Like Emerson, actually, I thought had another all right game. I think I'd go. I'm thinking Højbjerg. Definitely Son and Sanchez. I just don't know. It's either Højbjerg. Is Sessegnon a hard shout? I don't know. I feel like he kind of tried to make it happen. It didn't quite work for him on the left. Burnley were very resilient. I don't know. It's a difficult one, that third one. I've got a couple of people saying Højbjerg, one of Højbjerg's poorest games in a while. Bobby K's in here. See you in a minute, mate. He says, big up, James. That new corner was made to make our corners look unpredictable, but then it gets repetitive when you keep doing it. Yeah, exactly. Why do we keep doing that? It's ridiculous after a while. And he's gone bottom three: Sanchez, Dyer, and Højbjerg. I just think Son. I'm sorry, like I love Son to bits, but he wasn't good today, and I think he was trying too hard to try and get a goal. That's what I honestly believe. I don't know. Players were very tired. I have to say it there. Big up, Shushan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's always good to see you in the chat. Big up everyone in the chat. Says Bobby K. Bottom three for Carl was Sanchez, can't even talk. Sanchez, Son, and Højbjerg, most likely knackered. Yeah, he ran his socks up for 90 minutes against Arsenal. 90 minutes again today. You know, 2 games in 72 hours, less than 72 hours. You could argue was the reason for this, but I just think, like, I don't know, guys. I'm starting to think that I will go with Sessegnon on this, and I'm going with my instinct. Maybe I should watch the game back again, and maybe Sessegnon wasn't as bad as I'm thinking. But I'm off the top of my head, I would say Son, Sanchez, and Sessegnon as the worst 3. I don't know what you guys think on that. I know a lot of you saying Højbjerg, but listen, they didn't cause too many problems in midfield. I think Bentancur was quite quiet again today. He had a shot on target, which wasn't really ever going in. Davies, I thought was all right again today. Dyer didn't do a lot wrong. I don't think there was any terrible performances, which is good, obviously, but there also wasn't very great performances, which makes this one a bit hard. Obviously, saying people complaining why Kane didn't give the penalty to Son. Did anyone see Son angry? He said it himself. Top 4 is more important than him winning the Golden Boot. This is spot on, this comment from Elvis. I mean, listen, Son's obviously going for Golden Boot. Important, but it's an individual award. Top 4 is far more important, and I'm glad Son did say that exactly. Kane is our penalty taker. 21 penalties scored in a row. What a stat that is, by the way. The guy is absolutely missed a penalty. He's absolutely calm from 12 yards out. He's unbelievable. Carl's saying this is what happens for Bentancur and Højbjerg when we have no one decent to support them without Skip. Do you know what? I don't think they really got overrun today. I just don't think they were like as influential as they normally are. I think that may be the fairest way of putting it, to be honest with you, Carl. Cess could have had 3 assists today, but no one could finish his balls in. Yeah, maybe I'm a bit harsh, Carl, with saying Cess bottom 3. Listen, I think you're right. That's what I was trying to say. He tried to make things happen, but maybe his passing wasn't quite accurate enough. I don't know if that's a fair thing to say, but let me know what you guys think. I know he's saying Kane is better at pens than Jorginho and Penandes. That's how I read that one. But that was my bottom 3, guys. I'm going to go and put up on the screen top 3. And of course, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Again, I think it's quite a hard one to judge. Again, I'm going with what's on the top of my head, guys. I might miss one that's obvious. But top 3 for Spurs. I'm going to go Kane because, you know, the penalty was so well dispatched, bottom left-hand corner in the side netting. It doesn't get more accurate than that. I mean, Nick Pope didn't even move, bless him. Like, he didn't even see what was going on. Then two more. This is where it gets tough. I honestly think Emerson Royale had a solid game again. I do. That's the top of my head. I think, he didn't put a foot wrong. His passing was fairly good. He was quite positive. He ran forward a good couple of times with good strides forward, made it happen. And I was getting a little bit frustrated with Lucas in the first half where he kind of turning back. But listen, Emerson Royale did make things happen. And talking about Lucas, I really do think he had a good game, especially at the start of the first half and the start of the second half. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he made some really good weaving runs. I thought he played some nice 1-2s with actually Emerson on that right hand side, and I do think he caused them the most problems. He won a free kick on the edge of the box in the first half, and to be honest with you, I thought that has a great statement for the people that say Bergwijn's better than Lucas, because Lucas Moura has a great game, and then he goes very quiet. And today I do think he had a great game. Was he like a 9 out of 10? Probably not. But was he a 7 or 8? I would say so. So I'm putting Lucas in there with Kane and Emerson. Let's see what you guys think in the chat. But before I do so, I do believe we've got that little special guest that I said about all the way over from Canada. I'm just going to check if he's ready for you. Oh, he's not ready just yet, but he will be here in just a minute. In the meantime, let's get these comments up. Kane is better. No, sorry, I've read that. Top three, Emerson looks like he's clicking. Moura and Kane. So you agree with me there, Carl? Absolutely love it. And Ayalami agrees. Emerson man of the match, Lucas and Kane. He put himself in a lot of chances, just couldn't finish. Exactly that. Emerson man of the match. I don't even think that's a bad shout. Honestly, I think he was solid. I mean, man of the match for both teams was 110% Nick Pope. Like, there's no getting around that one. But listen, great performance from Emerson, good performance from Lucas, and a great penalty from Kane. And listen, it wasn't pretty today, guys. It wasn't pretty, but 3 points is all that matters, like I said. But I think he's ready now. I think the man himself is ready to come on board. He's just giving me a little knock in the private chat. I haven't got the doorbell like Sean does, but listen, let's just whack him straight on the screen. It is the man over from Canada, the three Spurs boys. Check them out if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure they're very close to 200 subs. It's two more. It's Mr. Bobby K.
Let me in.
How you doing, fella?
We don't need a doorbell. We don't need a ring. We can knock ourselves. I figured I'd go for a quick kit change when I saw you were wearing the retro and the vintage.
I like that.
So I
like that.
Let me match James here a little bit. We got to look good together, right? So, big night last night. You were on the phone with me till what, 5:30 in the morning your time.
Big up the Oilers, Edmonton Oilers.
God, you are a true legend, man.
Absolutely loved that. Connor McDavid with an absolute banger. But let's not talk too much about ice hockey before we lose all our views. Let's talk about Spurs. Are you buzzing?
Football channel, I'm buzzing. I am. I'm not an overly great performance, but considering the way they set up to play, the way they were doing the low block and everything like that, I was nervous that we weren't going to get through, especially that first 20, 25 minutes where we pretty much were looking really good. I think we were out shooting them. We had 8 shots on targets to their 1 at the time. Everything was going in our favor, but unfortunately we just couldn't get through Pope. Like, geez, the man was possessed again today. Like, I've had arguments with people about who I think would be the ideal replacement that I'd like to bring in, and to me, he's the number one guy that comes to my list. I could see him kind of benching behind Lloris and playing in the cup games and everything like that, in the European games if needed, and getting to slowly build in over the next 2 years to take over for Lloris. And at that point, he'd be in a perfect age as well. And we I think at that point, we would literally move from one amazing keeper to the next one. But
and what did I, without blowing my own trumpet, Mr. Bobby K, because I'm not like that. What did I say on the 3 Spurs boys yesterday about maybe you're a little replacement for Galini?
Oh, now to be fair, I think I could be Galini's replacement.
No, but I said Nick Pope, if they go down, is a solid goalkeeper.
That's the first one you brought up. We asked you that question. Name 3 players off of Burnley team if they go down. who you would like to have, and he was on your list, sir. Yeah, Andre missed that one, and we were both, as soon as you said it, even Jay agreed with you. Big K, I should say, sorry. And yeah, even he was in a full agreement with you because he's a big fan of Pope as well as ball distribution and everything. That's right, Carl. One more.
Congrats. You've just got it. You've just got it. I've just had a look. 200, mate. Well done. Congrats. Spurs 3 points, 3 Spurs boys, 200 subs. Have that. Big up the Spurs Relatables, the 2 that went over there. Absolutely love that.
Thank you very much to the relatable crew.
Absolutely love it.
One family I can relate to, huh?
209. I think he's misspelled. He meant 200, but you got the 200. Ayanami saying we have to win the Norwich game. Doesn't matter if it's another 1-0 since we aren't losing to goal difference. Spot on.
Yes.
Spot on.
100%.
Let me ask you this question, Bobby K.
Yes,
let's get straight into things.
I'll put this away and stop looking at my kids' channel. I'm busy with you. Sorry.
Bottom 3, top 3. Top 3 Spurs players today. So I said, I don't know if you just heard, Kane, Emerson, and Lucas. The 2 in the chat at the moment.
The top 3, really?
Yeah. I thought he had a solid game. Cole and Ayanami said the exact same, and Ayanami even went as far as to say Emerson man of the match. What are your thoughts on the top 3 today?
I was actually really impressed with Emerson. I think he had another solid game. I might even throw Sanchez up into the bracket because from what we expected of him to come in and do, the fact that we know Royal is inept almost in his defensive duties and leaves gaps, and that Romero was covering for him. That was my biggest fear when this announcement was made with Romero's injury, that who was going to cover Royal's ass now? And Sanchez has done that. And he's done it very effectively in 2 games that we needed to win. He was stellar today again, not world class or anything like that, but he did his job. And at the end of the day, as fans, that's all we, at the bare minimum, we request that you just come in and do your job. We'll get behind you. But obviously, you could see the difference in the noise level and everything today, the difference in the atmosphere compared to just a few days ago. You know, the difference between who we're playing. Is it, again, the arguments can be made, is it the difference with the kickoff time and everything? The fact that, you know, it's noon for you guys, 7 a.m. for us over here. So we're still rubbing wake out of our eyes as we're watching the first quarter of the game there. So, and over
to be fair, I was as well because I was up till 6 a.m. But that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, you're young; you can handle it. If it was me up till 6 a.m., I might be watching this game about 5 hours from now. But it's just it's interesting the way these time changes and the days and everything that there's a lot of arguments going on right now. Well, how does Arsenal get to play tomorrow? How do they get the extra time as well? Or are they favoring them versus us and this and that? It's you know, all these arguments they come into play and everything. The rest required for players and everything, the sports science and everything, the body regeneration. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because right now the biggest thing about this is we've put the pressure on them.
Correct.
That is the biggest thing as far as I'm concerned that matters, that we have now thrown the gauntlet down, said, look, we're 2 points ahead of you now. So I don't know if that will work in our favor or against us, but I honestly think they're still, you know, shivering in their boots a little bit from what they saw on Thursday, from that atmosphere they were exposed to, that war zone that you guys created, the fans created. That was, you know, hats off to all the fans that were at the game on Thursday
100%.
And the atmosphere that they created. The scenes that we got to see over here from you guys providing the YouTube content, your vlogs, everything like that, and everything everybody was doing with the high streets and everything, the flares, the singing, just that army of Spurs fans just walking down the street together like that. It was just, as you guys, it was scenes, mate. It was scenes. You know, it was just so great. We're watching that and we're over here just like beaming. The kids are watching that and they're just lit up, right? And then you had your sorry, I forget the young boy's name now, the blonde-haired fellow with the glasses.
Jack Burford, he's gone.
Jack, yes.
Yeah, he's actually doing another vlog for us today. It's actually going up
always over there. Very nice, very
We're
nice.
We're trying to get it up as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna quickly do a little edit and put it together, and we're gonna upload it. So, guys, if you want to see a little vlog, obviously not the most interesting game, but I'm sure there'll be. The stadium looked rocking again. To be honest with you, at the end of the game, that was very, very loud again. So
yes, it was. Well, you know what we were doing. Why I'm late, because the boys were just finishing their show. They actually were able to speak to Ellie inside the stadium. And she actually took him back inside. And this is a good 15 minutes almost now after the game's done.
Yeah.
And the amount of fans that are still in there.
Brilliant, isn't it?
And the players were coming out for their lap or whatever that I guess they do at the end of the game there. And the amount of people that were still there, she took us back in. The noise inside was just, I'm get goosebumps seeing that, because I was like, I want to get over there. It's like Mr. Game Day himself was complaining the other day, and I hope you see this, Sean, because you get zero sympathy for me or these two guys. He was complaining about how he needs to move closer to the stadium because he has over an hour drive home.
Oh,
well,
please,
as we live over an 8-hour flight away, I'm sorry, the sympathy pool over here, Mr. Butler, is empty.
Yeah, so. That's ridiculous. I mean, I live at 2.5 hours.
No, he's just joking. Obviously, he was, Sean, he's not being serious. But I just thought it was so funny that this is your beef. You're an hour away. Well, we're 10 hours away.
That's poor from him.
And you're how far?
2.5 hours on the train, so it's still a bit of a trek. Yeah.
What if you tried to drive? How far is it?
2 and a bit, but I mean the parking's a nightmare.
I was going to say most of that's got to do with just getting into the city. That London, the city and everything. London itself is a nightmare, right?
Exactly. It could be like 3 hours. Depends on the traffic, and I mean, like without going off on a tangent, obviously it's expensive for parking as well, and it's just like nah. But Sean, if you're watching this, mate, we clashed a little bit yesterday at the old Irish Hotspur. It was quite a funny one. We had
yeah, that's where you were on with him. That's where he said it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I was in the chat. I was bugging him about it.
Few different opinions on
nothing wrong with having different opinions, man. That's what these channels are about, man.
Exactly. Anyway, Ayanami.
But let's go on.
Ayanami saying honestly felt like Emerson was carrying Sanchez and Sanchez carrying Emerson. Sanchez looked very shaky and basically left Cornet, and he nearly scored from that exactly when Cornet was through one on one.
He broke around. Yeah,
Sanchez's fault there, Gobby K. So,
but that was early, and after that he settled down. And it was the same thing I saw him in the Arsenal game when he was at the back there, and they were playing that ball around. And that first 10 minutes of the game, my God, I don't know about you, but we were super nervous. And he did that again, but he bounced back and responded for the rest of the game. So I saw that in this game. So as long as a player can step up, if he makes a mental mistake or a physical mistake, as long as they can turn around and not make that same mistake again, I'm not going to completely bash the guy. If you're consistently making the same mistake over and over and over, then we question, why are you a professional footballer? If you cannot do these simple, basic things or learn from a mistake you've already made, right? Correct. So that's what would kind of make me more nervous and scared going into the last game. Because regardless, there's going to be still a lot of pressure on us going up to Norwich to play that game. They've got nothing to play for now. They're done. Exactly. They know they're done. So who knows what team could turn up? The one that wants to give their fans kind of a send-off to the end of the season and say, look, we're going to show you what we're going to do next season so that we're back in the Premiership the year after again. They might want to go out kind of guns blazing kind of mentality. On a high, yeah, right? Exactly. So, yeah, I could actually see them wanting to do that because Norwich is a proud team. They've got a very solid, good, loyal fan base that loves their team. And the ownership too, very respected ownership over there. So I don't know if it's changed. It's still that lady, right? That
Delia Smith, yeah.
Okay,
let's be having yeah. Carl Simpson says, let's face it, Conte is changing this team. Usually when we need a result, we screw it. Back him, and next season we will be immense. I couldn't agree more.
Sir.
Carl.
Yes, sir.
Back him. But quickly, guys, I know it's not Spurs related, but it is in a little way. So West Ham are playing Man City now. Obviously, Man City have to win the next 2 games to win the league. West Ham are 2-0 up. So that's fucking huge.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. Jared Bowen has just scored 2 goals. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Absolutely mental.
No. I'm sorry. I know I should be doing this on a stream.
If Man City win this game, Liverpool then could win and go above them on goal difference with 1 game to spare.
Wow. That is
actually hang on. So at the moment, City are on plus 70, Liverpool are on plus 65. So Liverpool are 5 goal difference down and 3 points down. So if Liverpool win their next game by say 3 or 4 and then win the last game. No, they're not. So if they win their next game, Liverpool, it's level on points, but City have a slightly
Liverpool's
better
got a game, don't they?
Yeah. So Liverpool on 86 with 36 games played. Man City are on 89 with 37 games played as it stands.
Oh, right. Okay, so if they win their next game, they go level points.
But
Then
they have
okay,
to
the
get the
goal
goal
differential.
difference back
Right.
of
Okay. Okay.
5.
Okay. Okay.
And if they beat the goal difference of 5, wow. That last game could go down to goal difference. Wow. And who
That's
have Man
insane.
City got?
Wow.
Man City have got Aston Villa at home. And Liverpool have got Wolves at home. Wow. That's mad. If City lose, it goes winner takes all last game. Exactly. And it's going to go down to goal difference as well. That's absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Anyway,
Sky Sports is salivating, man. This is exactly what they wanted.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And also Leeds are in big trouble. They're 1-0 down to Brighton.
Oh, they're not coming back from that, man. Brighton's been good the last few weeks.
And Norwich are beating Wolves. We just said about Norwich, nothing to play for. Timu Puki's just scored away at Wolves. You never know with this league. United are in the Conference League. That's brilliant. Oh, what a terrible, terrible team. Okay, Bobby K, let's switch to bottom 3 Spurs players. So you give me a top 3. Let's hear your bottom 3.
That's a tough one, James, because was there anybody that was really didn't do their
tough.
job kind of thing? Was there anybody that was at fault for anything? Like in reality, could I turn around and now that you brought up the Cornet mistake with Sanchez, do we turn around and say, do we put him in the bottom then after I just put him up there saying, yeah, he was decent? You know,
I'll give you mine.
It's a tough one, that one. I would say, yeah.
Off the top of my head, so I did it off the top of my head, and I said to the guys in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Before you quickly give me yours, if you don't mind, if anybody in the chat wants to give us their bottom 3 as well, so that way it'll be easier for me to steal your answers and combine them with James. That way I don't just plagiarize his answers. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Carry on, James.
So the chat and me, we kind of had different opinions on this one. I'll tell you what. I'll scroll back up and see what the chat said. So Ainami said Sanchez, Dyer, and Højbjerg. Carl said Sanchez, Son, and Højbjerg. And I said Sanchez, Son. And Son was the first one I said because the thing that annoyed me about Son today, and I don't know if it's a little bit harsh, and you can have your opinion on this. He kept doing this 1-2 from corners, and clearly, to be fair, Conte had told him to do it, right? So he'd play a short corner, and I could tell the fans were getting pissed off with it. And it'd go back to Sonny, try and cut inside and do this ridiculous whip or try and shoot or try and cut it back. And I'm just sat there thinking, right, do it once or twice. Don't do it 4 or 5 times. It just becomes predictable. And that's what annoyed me about Son. Plus, I feel like he was trying a little bit too hard. Plus, maybe because he was trying too hard, he was getting a little bit frustrated, maybe not making the runs he normally would. I don't think he played bad. I just think he's in the bottom 3. I don't know if that's fair or not. And the other one I said Sanchez, Son, and I think I went Sessegnon. And again, I think Cess tried really hard on the left.
Love Cess, yeah.
I think Cess tried really hard on the left, and I think he could have got an assist today, as if it wasn't for Nick Pope. But I just think he was a little bit. I think he did give it away a couple of times, a little bit sloppy. And like I said, it was off the top of my head. Maybe it was Højbjerg instead of Sessegnon, but that was my bottom 3 anyway. Let's see what you think anyway.
Well, again, the same argument could be made with Cess that I'm making on the Sanchez side of it, that these guys have not been consistent players for us over the last little while. They've been forced into the team because of injuries now. You know, with Reguilon out and with Romero out, these guys have almost had to pick up the slack. And when we saw Sessegnon play a few weeks ago, it was scary to think that this guy is going to have to deputize and cover that left wing back role for the rest of the season. And in the last 2 games, I'm not going to berate him because I think he made a couple of mistakes, but he didn't make those consistent mistakes. He didn't make the same mistakes over and over and over and over, which frustrated us. He learned, you know what I mean? Every time he came back, you didn't do the same thing. Okay, I think it just comes down to game time. You know, you compare minutes played to the players that they're replacing. They're not even close. So can we fault these guys for coming into the pressure cooker? Really, we're at the end of the season here. We know that the pressure is on. We know that we have the opportunity to achieve something none of us thought was possible months ago. We have the opportunity to finish top 4. We as fans are going absolutely crazy about this now. All of a sudden our team drops one or a point or something like that, and we fall off the edge of the earth. Top 4 is over. Oh my God. We weren't even thinking we were going to get top 4 months ago. So how can we not expect these players to have emotional responses and affect their mental abilities to play the game? That's why I think that even though there's mistakes being made, I can't sit here and say that they need to be faulted and put on the burners, basically. But when you look at what we had in this game and the challenging question you gave me, did other players make mistakes? No, they did not. So the player that made a mistake has to go on that bottom 3 list. So then I can't argue with you that Sanchez does go on that list. Cess does go on that list. Højbjerg, as far as I'm concerned, does not go on that list because he was where he needed to be.
Okay, so who's your other 3? Who's your other one then? Sorry.
Again, I think Dyer somebody mentioned Dyer. I don't know why Dyer would be called out for that.
I think that's harsh as well.
Yeah, because Dyer, he marshaled his back line. He kept everybody tight back there. Even moving up, he was telling players, you could see him signaling out, saying, you make the run, you go, you stay, calling players back and everything. He was vocal. He was the Dyer that we wanted from a few weeks ago. He's finally returned. He had a little bit of a misstep there for a couple of games. Maybe again the pressure getting to him. Blip, exactly. But now he's bounced back. So I think I think he did very well. I know you guys are saying Mora was at the top of the food chain, but I didn't see Mora do anything other than just run. And he caused havoc towards the defenses because when he runs directly at you, he's almost like a freight train. He just keeps coming straight at you like a little Mighty Mouse character. But what he does once he gets down there is he's almost like Lennon to me, where the end product is not really there. I don't expect him to get the cross in. I don't expect him to get that shot off properly and everything.
Crazy how Lennon's on the Burnley team, isn't it? It's just
and the reception he got when he came on was actually nice to hear.
It was nice, wasn't it? It was nice. I can't believe he's still playing. I thought he was like 70 years old by now.
No, come on now. He's only 64.
So you've avoided the Son debate. So I want you to get into the Son.
Okay. The only thing with me with the Son thing is he missed a few opportunities that, as far as I'm concerned, he should have scored because it's Son, and we have those expectations of him, especially that near post. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Pope got a hand to it. That was just a phenomenal save, that goal that Son should have put away. In terms of the corner thing, I'm not going to blame Son because at the end of the day, he's doing what his boss told him to do. If Conte said, this is what we're going to try in this game, this is what you're going to do, then that's what you do. He's doing what the boss told him to do. If it's not working, then it's on Conte to turn around and say, that shit's not working. We got to change it. We got to try something else. So I'm not going to fault the player for doing what he's been told to do, because that's what we as fans and them as managers should expect, for the players to do what they've been told to do, for them to do their job. So that's why, in terms of the corner thing, I would put zero fault on Son. If he kept taking the corners, and the first corner, I believe, and the second one, I believe, before they started trying to do these short ones, both of them hit the first man. If that consistently kept happening and the ball wasn't being sprayed out to our players, then I would have an issue with Son to say, look, you can't take corners for shit. You can't get the ball past the first man. But in terms of the tactic used for that set piece, for our corner, that is all on Conte. So I can't fault him for that.
Okay, so maybe Conte is in the bottom 3. I'm joking.
Hey, I just went back. I just went down to 194 subscribers, man.
Listen, I think that's fair enough.
He said what?
Oh dear, guys, let us know in the chat what you guys think on Bobby K's verdict there. So just to confirm, you're saying Sanchez,
I'll agree with you then. And if we're going by just even one mistake, put your bottom 3: Sanchez, Cess, and oh God, then you have to say Son, then, don't you? Just because of the misses, not because of the corners, not because of that. I'll say it just because of the opportunities missed, and the link up play just didn't seem to be as strong as it normally is between them. As fluid, thank you. But that was Burnley stifling us. So that's credit to Burnley for doing their jobs and staying organized and staying tight, So
Cole's saying, literally, who would have thought after the shambles we had before Conte would be sitting in 4th place now, at 2 points above ahead of Arsenal and 2 points behind 3rd.
Exactly.
I would have said you were talking crap. What do you think on this?
100%. 100%. Can't argue with Carl on that one. And that's exactly pretty much what we were saying. Morning.
Big up, Barnabas. Not seen you in the chat for certainly a while, or maybe not even ever. So if you're new, please do hit the subscribe button. Big yourself up. Thanks for joining. And big up the big up. Thank you. Let us know if you enjoyed the game. And Barnabas, let us know who your top 3 and bottom 3 is, because I'm interested to hear other people's thoughts. Because maybe we're all going down this Son, Sessegnon, sort of Sanchez cul-de-sac, and actually maybe
SSS. That's it. Yeah.
SSS. Yeah, exactly that. But I mean, my brain just keeps thinking about West Ham being 2-0 up against City. I'm sorry, I can't believe that. That is ridiculous. Just that to Justin Conte, he can make miracles happen. Big yourself up, Island Life. It's always good to see you in here. And yeah, Justin Conte, miracles can happen. And I tell you what, it's not even going to be a miracle tomorrow night at St James's Park. It's just going to be what they deserve, those Gooners, because they aren't good. They are not good. How are they top 4? I have no idea. Arteta, the Lego man himself, more like Art Wetter, because he's just crying in the press conferences all the time.
I'm a professional manager. Shut up.
Please, Newcastle, just get one over Arsenal tomorrow. Kieran Whippyhead banging a free kick or get a class assist. Even if they draw, it's huge. If they draw, we're still 1 point ahead with that one game at Norwich, and bang, it's done. It's done. We have to hope Newcastle do it, because I can't see Everton doing it, because guess what? Everton will be safe by them. Leeds are bottling it now. Burnley are probably gone. Everton will be safe by that final day. I've marked my words. And that just concerns me when they play Arsenal, because Arsenal will just turn them over at the Emirates. So it's all up to Newcastle, I think. What do you think, Bobby K?
I think Little K already called it with that one. He said Trippier hat trick tomorrow. So
big up, Little K.
for me not to support my boys, it would be wrong, right? Especially on a live stream, right? So what's Carl saying about Winks' mom?
Let's face it, Winks was man of the match. I think it's safe to say he is gone now.
I'm picking up a little sarcasm from Carl.
Yeah, and he said Trippier 89th minute winner, dancing right in front of Arteta.
Arteta, I like that.
He's just so wet, isn't he? He's just crying over everything. Like, he's throwing his toys out of the pram, he's sucking his dummy on the touchline. Oh, Rob Holding got sent off for 2 yellows. Yeah, 2 shoulder barges that aren't allowed.
What about the kick in the back and everything? Like
that? When Son's down, well done. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous behavior.
If it was the other way around, we were doing that crap to your players, then you'd have a different conversation, right? So I got no sympathy for anything like that. And especially the way he was like, oh, if I say anything, I would be suspended for 6 months.
He thinks he's Jose Mourinho. If I speak, I'm a big... You're like
exactly. And that's what I said.
I was like,
how dare you try to even put yourself on that level? And it's like I said with Ben and Sim the other day. I said to him, this man is trying to put himself on a pedestal, or he already has. But yet, you're nowhere near Conte. You're not even near his shoelaces. You're nowhere near Mourinho. You're nowhere near Poch. You're barely scraping Nuno level yet. Because Nuno actually had success with Wolves. He did well with the team he had to keep them where they were and give them the league positions they finished in. You haven't accomplished anything yet with your team in terms of building or showing something. So you got lucky in cup finals, man. Like, you're not going to get rated for that. And for you to come out the way you did and just cry and whine like that, there's Arsenal fans I know that were completely embarrassed by that. Completely.
The fact Conte said he needs to stop moaning. I've heard him moan so much. That's my advice. He can take
here, yeah. I've been here 6 months and I hear him cry the most.
That's just going to wind him up more. It's brilliant. Hopefully it gets in his head for tomorrow night. Barnabas back in here saying all we need is the filth to draw tomorrow. Barnabas, if you think it's going to happen, let us know. I do think it's going to happen. I see a 1-1 draw at the St James's tomorrow night. And do you know what? If Newcastle win, I'll get a Newcastle shirt with Trippier on the back, because that's how much he'll mean to me. Do you know what? That's how much. Carl's also saying we know have Arsenal cancelled the first. We all know after Arsenal cancelled the first match, or month of There or Nothing, they would have asked to cancel the North London derby as well. Yeah, it's all for the drama of this Amazon documentary. It's absolutely pathetic. He said, right, I better go and see my family. Have a great day, gents, and we'll catch up soon. Great show as usual. Carl, big yourself up, mate.
Carl,
Thanks for
always
staying.
supporting. Thanks, buddy. Have a great day, man. All the best to you and your family.
Enjoy
Derek,
enjoy your family time, Carl. Thanks for joining for so many minutes. I mean, he's been here since the start. Legend. Derek saying, "Come on, Newcastle, smash that Gooner crap tomorrow night." Big up, Derek.
Big
Absolutely agree.
Yes,
but
sir.
anyway, you know, we've had about 50 minutes. Bobby K, I want to hear your concluding thoughts on the game and how you think it's going to go tomorrow night. Because let's be honest, that's the big one. Arsenal, Newcastle at St James's Park. Do you think Newcastle are honestly going to win or draw?
Well, since you're going to have me do the conclusion mode and you're going to try to do this all fancy, let's get serious then, shall we, James? Yeah, buddy.
What was that? Should we just do a full screen of Bobby K doing that again?
We're doing all serious now, so we're going all serious. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're going serious. that's a look I give my kids when they know they're in trouble, and they just laugh.
See that again?
Yeah, they just laugh. Yeah, they just point right at me and laugh. Yeah. But I honestly believe that Newcastle will get a result tomorrow at home.
We're all Newcastle though. We're all Newcastle tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, you're right about that, buddy. You're right about that. Only because this is almost going to be a changing of the guard at Newcastle now coming. You know, this is their last home game. This is kind of going to be a send-off to a lot of these players. They know that they're not going to be there in the summer, especially if Newcastle is able to spend the way they want to spend and bring in whoever and whatever they want. You know, they're limitless now. And I think a lot of players are going to have the mentality of, we need to show our worth here, boys. We need to show Eddie Howe that there's no reason for him to look elsewhere in this position. So whoever kind of steps up and cements their place or attempts to cement their place going into next year will make a difference in that game. And I think Newcastle has a lot more to show their fans, and that's going to put the pressure on Arsenal. I think St. Maxim's going to just absolutely tear their line apart. Gabriel is out for sure, right?
Correct.
He's out. Holding is Holding out?
Is he suspended? Surely, no?
What happened to Holding? Oh, yes, he was seeing red. Never mind. Yeah, a little sarcasm there for you.
I don't know why you crack me up, lad. You crack me up. No. Grealish has just scored, apparently. Spurs lad said. Spurs lad, where have you been?
Grealish.
I haven't seen you in ages, Spurs lad. I thought you'd deactivated. Welcome back, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to see you. I hope you're buzzing with the win.
Yeah, well, he's probably riding the roller coaster of being a Spurs fan. So
he's hit a divot. He's stuck on the roller coaster.
Yeah, he had to take a
break
from the
that
emotion.
Win.
Yeah,
back after that Arsenal win. Back after the Burnley win. Love it.
Straight up, man. Straight up. Yeah, I think they're gonna get it done, get a result for us. If not a win, a draw.
What's the score prediction?
I really think 2-2 for me.
2-2, Desmond.
Yeah, I'm going 2-2.
He's loving it. Barnabas, I love this guy. He's absolutely loving it. I wanted Son to score. Yeah.
Well, that's why I say to Arteta, don't take it too hard. You just keep holding on.
Gotta keep holding on. But Holding didn't stay on. Hey! Anyway.
Bye-bye. Yeah. I guess he didn't want to play the full 90 minutes. He's like, I get paid if I pay 10 minutes or 90, so might as well just call it an early day.
Holding can hold the L. Exactly. That's Spurs, lad. Listen, guys, I think that's honestly all we've got time for today. I think we've covered everything. We've got the top three done. We've got the bottom three done. We've got our concluding thoughts. We've got the thoughts that Newcastle are going to get a result tomorrow at St James's Park. That's where all the attention is now.
You sure there's nothing left?
Honestly.
Think about it. It's early. You were up very late last night.
Man City just scored, yeah.
2-2?
No, 2-1. Sorry. Listen, guys, honestly, that is all we've got time for. Tomorrow, we will be keeping a close eye on that Newcastle result. And if it goes the way we want it to go, I'm sure we'll do a video on Tuesday reviewing that final day of the season, which is going to be absolutely huge. It could be in our hands. It could be in Arsenal's hands. We will know in around about 27 hours' time. But listen, guys, please do make sure you smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. We've got a Jack Burford vlog coming in a couple of hours, so stay tuned for that. He was at the game today. I'm sure you guys have been loving the vlog, so please go and watch that and smash the support on that. Big up to Bobby K. If you haven't subscribed to his channel already, 3 Spurs boys. Congrats on 200 subs, by the way, lads.
Thank you so much. It looks like we got to do a video today. It's like, thank you to all of you. Thanks to you,
Come
James,
on, Derek.
you know, guys like you all pushing it out there. The support from everybody in the other channels and everything. Much love to you all. Thank you. Thank you to everybody in the chat for always being consistent with us and being very positive. It's been a treat to be a part of this community. And 200, woohoo!
Absolutely smashed it. 200.
We're supposed to get to 25. That was the goal for his project. And
times it by 8, baby. You're there. But listen,
I did all right. Yeah.
Listen, like I said, thank you to Bobby K. Thank you to the Spurs Relatables for being here throughout the live again. The support's been brilliant lately. Look out for that vlog later from Jack Burford that will be up on the channel. And of course, guys, remember, as always, believe in Conte we trust. Top 4 still on the cards. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on! Hope Man City bottle it. Arsenal get battered everywhere they go, everywhere they